Okay, well, welcome back, JC. Nice to see you. Just as a reminder, I'm Chanel. I don't know if you remember my name or not. I know the last time I saw you, you got to do all that fun intake paperwork. I know it was a lot. Sorry about that. And also, you did the PTSD scale, which I'm going to have you do at the end of our treatment sessions together to kind of see if there was a change from when you started to where you ended. That's okay. Okay?
Yes.
And I know this is our first session with Biscuit. And I know you got to spend about 15 minutes with him, just getting to know him and playing around with him. So how was your experience with animals been?
Good. I've had when I was in captivity, when I was abducted, I had a lot of engagement with animals. Involvement. I had cats, birds. So I felt like that was a level of comfort for me when I was with Philip.
Okay. So you had that level of comfort even with all that, sounds like chaos and things. So how has it been sitting with Biscuit during these moments?
It's been fine.
Okay.
I'm actually kind of anxious about all of this, and
Sure.
just don't really know what to expect.
And I know last time we talked, when you were answering all those questions, you mentioned that talk therapy, where we're just talking, is not really your thing. And we also looked at things like the traditional prolonged exposure and the CBT, and it rang true with your connection with the animals.
Yes.
And I think that's why we chose the animal-assisted prolonged exposure, because you have that option, even with anxiety and the uncertainty, to stroke Biscuit if you want to sit quietly with Biscuit and whatnot. So is that something that you're still okay with?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay. Well, that's something, and we're going to do about 10 sessions, and they're going to be about 90-minute sessions, so you'll definitely always have the option of having Biscuit here with you as we go through. Because there are going to be times as we experience things, Biscuit may get a little excited and do that, but we're going to be working on a couple of things. The first one is the imaginal exposure, where we're going to together imagine, where you're going to imagine in your mind kind of those moments. We're also going to do the in vivo exposure, excuse me, where you talk about those things that you're avoiding, those situations that kind of remind you about the trauma or may take you back there. So we're going to look at both those things, and we're going to have Biscuit there with us. Okay?
Right.
So what are you thinking about that?
I'm thinking, like I said earlier, just a little anxious, but I do want to work through this process, especially what I've gone through, and never really had anybody to talk to about what happened to me and my feelings, and so this is a time that I feel like I can express what happened to me.
Right. And just so you know, as we do the imaginal and the in vivo exposures, your anxiety and the depression symptoms, they may rise because you're re-experiencing those things as you're talking about it, the smells, the sounds, those types of things. They're going to be real for you in your memory again, so those things may arise. So just so you know, that's coming. So as we talk about it, but as time goes on, you'll learn that memory is just a memory and it's not where you are in the present. And we'll work through that with the assistance of Biscuit. Okay? So we'll do that. Why do you think we use animals in therapy? What's the purpose, you think?
I think it's a way to, for me, I think I was so involved with animals when I was with Philip, and I think it's going to be a good thing for me because I really have an attachment to animals. Even before Philip took me, I had pets, and so I think it's a level, it's going to provide some security for me because
Definitely.
when I was would feel and there were times that they would give me animals and then they would take them away, and that caused me to be very, very upset. And so that's one memory that I have. And I just, even working with the animal, with Biscuit, I still feel some kind of, I don't know, sometimes maybe like it will be a loss, like it will be taken away.
Okay. Well, it's good to know that you have that anxiety up front that we can work through as well. One of the, and I'll come back to that, but one of the good things or the helpful things that research has found is that the animals actually help lower your stress and lower your heart rate, because these are some heavy materials that we're going to be talking about, and having the comfort of the dog there does some calming things to your body like that. They're also, like you said, a level of safety and protection. They have that calming factor there, and they also have been shown to help with the lack of social skills that some people may not have, especially if you've been away from people and I'm a new person and you're having to re-explain all these things that happen to you. Sometimes it may be easier to sit and explain it to Biscuit first before even talking to me, because he is not going to judge you. There's not going to be that language barrier. He's just going to be happy just that you're stroking his back and sitting there with him. So those are some good things too. And along with your anxiety about Biscuit being taken away, there are going to be times where Biscuit gets a little tired, where he may need to go into the corner and lay down, and that's okay. He just needs a minute to rest, and then he comes back over. So if he does that, don't think that he's rejecting you or he doesn't want to be with you. He's just like anybody else, like you or me. Sometimes he needs to rest too. So know that he does do that. So I just want you to know that. Also, the other thing that's kind of a rule that we have with the animals is that there is a zero tolerance for animal abuse. You know, the animals, you can do what you need to do to calm yourself and he will respond, but you can't beat the dog, you know, pull the dog's tail where you're hurting the dog, kind of thing. Because if you do, then we would definitely have to stop it. But thankfully,
and that's something I would never do.
Good, because he has feelings. Even though he can't talk, we want to make sure that he's still feeling safe, just like we want to make sure you're feeling safe even as you're going through these moments. So just wanted to put that out there so that you know that as well. Okay? So you have any questions or things as what I've explained to you thus far about any of the topics?
No, it seemed like it's going to be a lot.
Okay.
A lot to work on, and I do have I feel like a lot to work on.
Okay.
And so I don't know what it's all about, but I want to work on getting past what has happened to me.
Okay. Is it okay if I try one quick thing with you as we get towards the end of our session? Okay. This is called breathing retraining. And this is something that I want you to really think about. I won't make you close your eyes unless you want to, but sometimes when we get anxious, our breathing changes and we breathe shallow, we don't take the time to breathe deep. And so what I want you to do is breathe normally. I want you to inhale normally. And then as you exhale, I want you to say a common word. Some people use like relax, some people use like calm, some people use safe. What do you think your word would be?
Calm.
Calm? Okay. So as you breathe normally, breathing in, and then as you exhale, I want you to say calm. Okay? And then we'll pause for about 4 seconds. Then I'll have you do it again. Breathing in, and then we're exhaling calm. Okay? One more time.
Calm.
Okay?
And this will help when I start thinking about those thoughts and
But before you even get to using it with the anxious, I want you to actually practice it every day. Because if you never practice it, then it will not be automatic when you're anxious to do it. So if you could practice it probably about 10 to 15 cycles, and I'm going to give you this paper that just says the breathing retraining and what to do as a handout. And then you can practice it and how often, and then we'll circle the word calm since that's the one you chose. And then to have you practice it, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.